Good evening, good evening, good evening. So, I had a couple of business structure consults today. And a lot of people are I think they're getting confused on how to run the holding company. They're kind of setting their structure up a little incorrectly. So I figured I would hop on live to break down the proper way of structuring your business, structuring if you have multiple businesses, and then of course how to actually use holding companies and parent companies, okay? So, let me start with bad things first. Let me get my monkeys. Hold on. Let me get the monkeys. So if you're out here in these business streets and we're doing business, you are exposing your personal assets. You may be exposing your business assets. Something may happen not something may happen. Something will happen in business, okay? Something will happen in business. Mistakes happen. If you're watching the news, MGM Grand Hotel in Las Vegas had some kind of cyber security breach. They had to pay $15 million to whoever broke into their system to give them their system back. And they are now losing between $2 to $4 million a day while they're trying to fix this security breach. There was a big vineyard, I think out in Italy, their $2 million tank broke and all of their wine is on the streets of Italy, okay? Employees make mistakes. You'll make a mistake. Something will happen. There'll be an accident at your business. I had a business consultation 2 days ago with a guy who owned a store. There happened to have been a fight that broke out in front of the store, had nothing to do with him or his customers. The person in the fight ran into his store. The person who he was fighting ran into the store with him and shot the guy in the store. So now who's on the hook? The store, right? So there are 1,001 reasons as to why you may get sued, why something may happen, because that's just business. What we don't want is we do not want to lose our assets. We don't want to expose additional business assets or business cash to, creditors or not due them. And a lot of times what happens is we hear about a holding company, a parent company, a structure that, and we just do it, not understanding what it is. Then we're not running it correctly. We're in our business trying to get it to grow, or we don't have any kind of structure. We're just freestyling it. And then when something happens that triggers, oh shoot, am I protected? Right? So I got the phone call due to the shooting happening. He's like, wait, if they try to come back on me in my structure, I have 5 locations. Okay. So the monkeys represent stress. Okay. So when things go wrong in life, when things go wrong in business, you will have a monkey on your neck. We don't want the monkeys, okay? Because when you have stress, that means that you're mad at your kids, you can't pay your bills, you either have anxiety and you're losing weight, or you're depressed and you're eating and you're gaining weight, you're not having sex with your significant other. It's just a shitstorm, okay? So before we get here, we need to make sure that we understand how to properly structure our business, okay? I'm going to put my little iPad out for this one. So, first things first, I know everyone on this live already knows this, but each business that we are running is going to be its own LLC. So if I have an Amazon store, if I am selling lip gloss, if I do lashes, and I have a barbecue restaurant, lost the whole nail on this one. That's 4 businesses, okay? Therefore, that's 4 LLCs. Well, I don't understand why I gotta have 4 LLCs, because I could really run the affiliate program and the lip gloss together, because they're not that big, and then I can also do this, and it just seems so complicated. I can just save so much money if I just ran them all in one. And listen, I am trying, my advice is so that we don't have the monkeys, okay? Now, you can go do what you want to do, but when the monkeys come in, cars get turned in, bankruptcy happens, divorce happens, kids get pulled out of extracurricular activities, no one's happy. Okay, so we don't want the monkeys. So if you think about whoever it is that your loved one, whoever it is that you just value the most, are they worth whatever is the LLC filing fee for all the businesses that you want? If you don't want to lose that person, is that person worth the $300, the $400, the $500 LLC fee? Okay, if they're not worth that fee, then you probably shouldn't be with them. Okay, so a lot of you guys want to form one LLC and have a whole bunch. See, I'm trying to be high tech. Hold on. We want to form one LLC and then just DBA everything else. And all we're doing is making one big pot of gumbo. Okay? The reason why we don't want one big pot of gumbo is because we're mixing everything together. Well, what do you mean? So if I have Joy's Barbecue, Joy's Lashes, Joy's Lip Gloss, and my affiliate program, all of my businesses, number one, may not be making the same cash flow. I may have one business that may be carrying the load for the other businesses. I may have one business that I'm living off of, paying my mortgage, paying my car notes, buying my food, paying my gas. Number two, if something were to happen at I need a charger. Hold on. If we want to be cheap, let me, while I'm talking about the monkeys, I'm going to have the monkey on me so y'all understand. We're not doing this one, okay? But we don't feel like doing all that. We're going to run all DBAs. So you really have one LLC. You should be like, well, y'all, hold on. The iPad is too much. I'm a freestyler, and that's too much structure for me, okay? You really should be like this. We should have 4 LLCs, okay? Each business is its own LLC, has its own operating account, has its own business bank account, has its own POS system if we're taking credit card payments, and you're running it like a separate business. What are the pros? By running each of your LLCs like a separate business, it serves as a separate entity or a separate person. A separate person that can establish business credit. A separate person that can apply for business grants. A separate person that can go walk into Ford and finance a car. A separate person that can go walk into the bank and get financing. Okay, so when I break down all of my businesses into separate entities, I have 4 people that can go get funding versus just me or just one LLC. I have 4 people that can go get a car in the business name. I have 4 people that can go get some business credit cards versus just one. Those are the pros. When we don't understand business and how shit just happens, we get one LLC and we're going to get 1,001 DBAs. Only one person can walk into the bank. Only one person can walk into Ford to get financing. Only one person can apply for business grants because only one person is a registered business. So I have one LLC that's running 4 different things. The cons. Let's say I have my barbecue restaurant. I'm going to put barbecue restaurant is making money. My affiliate, baby, I'm just starting. My lip gloss line may have a couple dollars. What? Oh, I did lashes. Lashes don't have nothing. Okay. So barbecue's making money. My affiliate got a couple coins. My lip gloss line has a couple coins. I'm just starting my lash business. Now, I put too much glue on the girl's lashes. I don't have her sign a waiver of liability agreement saying you coming here getting some fake stuff put on your eyelashes, something may happen. The glue gets on her contacts. It stays in her eye. She sleeps in it and now she's blind and she sues me. Okay. She is now going to be suing the entity that she's doing business with. So that would be Joyce Lashes. Okay. So when she sues me, she will get whatever Joyce Lashes owns. What she can't touch is the barbecue. What she can't touch is the affiliate money. What she can't touch is the lip gloss money. When you do it one big pot of gumbo, same scenario, but it's just one entity. A DBA means doing it ass backwards. We don't want to have a DBA. A DBA is nothing, okay? You are just one LLC that has a whole bunch of different bank accounts. So I get sued for the lashes. She now can touch the affiliate link money. She can now touch the barbecue money. She can now touch the lip gloss money. And of course, she can touch the eyelash money. She can touch the barbecue equipment. She can touch the barbecue vans and cars. She can touch the affiliate link equipment, vans and cars. She can also touch the lip gloss vans and cars. She's touching everything, okay? Because you're one business. We never want to run multiple DBAs under one LLC for asset protection reasons. Can you get multiple bank accounts? Yes, you can. Will your CPA tell you can do it? Yes, he can figure out on the tax return how to separate everything and do it. Yes, he can. Can your business banker figure out how to get DBAs and have different accounts or run everything through? Yes, he can. You don't want to do it this way. Okay? Now, some people are okay. I call these the bubbles. And then some people want to have like a more structured format. Okay. Whether we have bubbles or whether we have a parent company, subsidiaries, or a holding company, whatever you want to call it, it's the same as far as asset protection goes. It's the same. Well, what's a holding company? A holding company is going to be an LLC or a corporation, preferably an LLC, that's going to hold the assets. Meaning this, it's going to have the deeds for any kind of real estate or property. It's going to own the title for any kind of trucks, equipment, or vehicles. It can own the copyright or trademarks for any kind of intellectual property. Okay? What makes it a holding company is how we use the LLC or corporation. We want to use it for a holding company, means it does not do business. It just holds the asset. Another way people think of a holding company was what I like to call a parent company. A parent company owns other businesses called subsidiaries. Okay, so if I have Joyce Lashes, barbecue, lip gloss, and affiliate link, I may not want to have them all owned separately. I may want to have one LLC own all of my businesses. Okay? If I like this structure, then the main company would be called the parent company. Okay? A parent company owns businesses. A holding company owns assets. Now, some people will refer to this structure as a holding company, subsidiary format, but I'm going to explain to you why sometimes that doesn't work out. Okay? So our parent company is going to own, meaning this is going to be the member of all these LLCs, all of my other businesses. So Joy Holding has Joyce Lashes, Joyce Barbecue, Joyce Lip Gloss, and Joyce Affiliate Links. Okay? Now, if you want to get funky with it, which I'm not going to go on this live and confuse y'all. If y'all want to, have this as an S Corp, run management fee, there's a whole lot of stuff that we can do on this side if we're making money and we're trying to offset things, tax-wise, income-wise. You want to play the game, we can play the game over here, okay? But asset protection-wise, whether you have your 4 bubbles or you have this scenario, it's the same. Here's where the problem comes into play. People think that holding companies own businesses. Now, I just said that we don't want the holding company doing any business, right? So what people will do is they're going to call this their holding company that owns the subsidiaries. But they're going to put assets in their holding company. So the holding company has assets, right? But the holding company owns these businesses. So if my holding company owns Joy's Barbecue, meaning on the LLC member of Joy's Barbecue is Joy's holding company, okay? I leave my barbecue ribs out overnight, or the refrigerator, all the electricity went out last night, and so my refrigerator went out and my meat spoiled, but I didn't know, okay? So I still cooked the ribs. I served them the next day. People got food poisoning. I had a class action lawsuit and I got sued for $20 million. And I lost because I sold meat that was spoiled. I didn't know it was spoiled. When the chef came in that next morning, the power was already up. So he opened up the refrigerator. It was cold. But over that 8-hour period over at night, the refrigerator was off and the meat spoiled. Accidents happen in businesses, okay? Things happen. If my holding company owns all of my subsidiaries and it owns assets, here's the problem. Joy's Barbecue gets sued, I'm going to lose because I'm wrong. You're going to lose sometimes, right? If I get sued for $20 million, maybe I only had a $10 million policy, so Joy's Barbecue is on the hook for the $10 million. Now, what opposing counsel is going to do is they're going to try to pierce the corporate veil, meaning I know you formed Joy's Barbecue, but I want to, break that down and get to the owner. Maybe I was using some of my business banking for personal reasons. Pierced. Maybe I let my LLC, I didn't know I had to renew the application. I didn't know I had to file the report, and it became inactive. Corporate veil pierced. Maybe I did not have the proper insurance amount. Maybe my state requirement for insurance changed last year. I missed that email. I didn't increase my coverage, so I did not have the proper insurance coverage that my state required. Pierced. Okay, so although I thought I'm good because I have this LLC, they have now pierced my corporate veil, meaning they said, nope. This LLC was defunct. We want to get to the owners. Well, who owns this LLC? My holding company. And what is in my holding company? Assets. So now they can get to my assets. Okay? When I'm talking about asset protection, and I'm talking from this scenario, excuse the workout outfit, right? Although a lot of people want to think I am an influencer, I am not. I am an old lady that has a whole bunch of degrees on her wall, right? My first job in 2005 or 6 was working for a tax and asset protection law firm where I would fly Monday through Thursday going to big corporations, talking to CEOs, telling them, hey, you have everything in one pot. You need to separate this. But I got paid tens of thousands of dollars to tell people what I'm doing to y'all for free on the live, right? So in litigation, when things happen, when you have sharks on both sides, meaning the person who's defending you is a shark, but the person coming after you is a shark, you want to make sure that your structure is ironclad tight, okay? In a lawsuit, you will lose something. You're going to lose some money. You're going to be stressed. You're going to gain some weight. You're going to lose some weight. You may lose something. You're going to lose something. So there's no way to make sure if I get sued, I don't lose anything. That's not going to happen. You're going to lose something. Cash is a definite. You don't want to lose everything. Okay? So if you want to have that parent subsidiary format, that is fine. But you want your holding company to be separate. Think of your holding company as like a secret, right? We don't want anyone coming over here. We don't want anyone messing with my stuff. This is top secret. So you can have your parent company own your subsidiaries and you do what you do and blah, blah, blah. But my assets are separate. I see so many people have everything hooked together. And you may make a mistake. You may have given your child the wrong card, right? You thought you gave her your personal bank card, but you gave her the business check card, and she went to the mall to get her prom dress, and she went to get some makeup, right? When you get sued, opposing counsel is going to subpoena the last 90 days of bank statements, right? If they see a personal expense, you are pierced. I'm sure everyone on this live, including myself, has maybe accidentally swiped that card when I shouldn't have swiped the card because it may not have been a proper business expense. Do you want to have your equipment? Do you want to have your vehicle? Oh no, when I say equipment, I mean equipment that has a title to it, right? Do you want your frame machine? Do you want some $10, $15, $30,000 equipment? Do you want your trucks? Do you want your real estate? Do you want all that exposed because you swiped the card at Mac? Because your daughter swiped the check card at Chick-fil-A? No. So you want to make sure that when you form your holding company, it's not linked to anything else. Keep her all the way in the cut. The holding company does nothing. It's not going to own a business. It's not going to establish business credit. It's not going to apply for credit cards. It's not going to apply for a bank loan. It's not going to do anything but hold the title to the real estate, title to the vehicles or equipment, hold the deed to the real estate, be the owner of the trademark or the copyright. It owns the assets. It will have an operating agreement like a regular LLC. It will have a business bank account only to do transactions between the holding company and your businesses. So to be able to use the assets, the cars, the equipment, the homes that are in the holding company, we got to now have a lease agreement between whatever LLC wants to use it and the holding company to be able to use it. But it's not doing anything with the outside public. You are not going to sue yourself. So whatever you got going on between you and your holding company, that's like family business. Don't nobody know our secrets, right? But this is not doing any business with the outside world. The second you put your holding company as a member of an LLC doing business, you're exposing everything, and it defeats this purpose. The problem is you don't understand the breakdown. You saw my live plus another guy's live, and then you went on YouTube and you done hooked everyone's scenario together, and then you formed your corporate structure and it's not formed correctly. Now when you get hit with the lawsuit, you're not tripping because you're like, well, I'm good because I got my holding company. But then when they say, well, hey, what's this Chick-fil-A charge? What's this nail salon charge? What's this eyelash charge? Oh, that's just my wife. She done took my car. Well, now that she got her lashes done, none of this that we set up even exists anymore. What you mean? I done paid you $5,000 to get the holding company and the land trust and the this and the that. So what you mean I'm going to lose everything because she swiped the car? Oh, well, it's called piercing the corporate veil. You didn't know that? Or, hey, man, I pulled your corporate documents up on Secretary of State, and it says that it's inactive. Oh, see, I didn't know I had to fill this form out, and they had mailed letter to this old address. I didn't know, but just tell them I didn't know. I'm going to do the form. Well, I'm sorry, I can't let them know that because your LLC is inactive. None of this exists. They're about to come take everything. What do you mean they're going to take everything? They're going to take everything. Now we have the monkeys. Now you're arguing with your wife because she can't go in Target and just swipe the card and live life. She can't go to the spa with her girlfriends every Tuesday because now we're on a budget. She can't go golfing or do tennis on Thursdays because what do you mean we can't keep paying for the country club membership? What do you mean we're going to lose our business? You told me to give you 5 years to get your business up and running, and I sacrificed. So what do you mean? Now you're not having sex. Now the kids are out of baseball. Your daughter's out of ballet. Now your wife is the bad mom. All the moms in the mom group are talking about her. Now she's embarrassed. Now your kids don't like you. Now we have to cancel the family cruise, and we have to cancel this because you don't have any money. That's why I stress the holding company does nothing. It doesn't own anything. We're not running the play with the holding company. Same reason why I stress I don't care how much it costs to form an LLC. Whatever you love, whatever you value is more than the filing fee or the professional fee to form an LLC. Whether you want to have 4 separate LLCs for your 4 different businesses, I call the bubbles, or you want to have some kind of parent subsidiary format, you need to pay the cost to form every business being a separate LLC. Same scenario, you went and got one LLC because your homeboy said let's get a DBA and ran all through, and we get sued. Well, what do you mean? Well, my eyelash company getting sued. That ain't got nothing to do with the barbecue place. The barbecue ain't got nothing to do with my eyelash. The barbecue got everything to do with the eyelash because it's in one big pot of gumbo. So because you didn't want to pay the filing fees and it was just too much, and I'm just giving you a DBA, I'm going to give me a series LLC that is not valid in all states, that the IRS does not recognize, but I'm going to trust my livelihood with the entity structure that's not even valid with the IRS. Now we got the monkeys. See, these monkeys going to come all day, every day. I'm 20 years in the game. I've seen everything. Okay? Monkeys are coming. Now, the difference is when you have the setup, you still going to get bad news. You're going to get bad news. You're going to lose X, Y, and Z. You're going to need a restructure. If you have a person like me, hey, we are losing this one, right? We need to go ahead and start restructuring. That's why I always say when I form a business, I form 2 from the get-go. I form a dealership, I got 2. 2 LLCs, I got 2 dealer's licenses, I got 2 OCC licenses, I got 2 auction accounts, 2 bank, I got 2 everything in the beginning. Why? I'm always going to be 10 steps ahead. Why? Because shit happens, and shit happens to the best of us. If I get hit with a lawsuit, and now I'm trying to form another LLC and zig and zag, that can all be classified as a fraudulent transaction. And all that will be negated. But if my LLC was formed 5 years ago, I already have my licenses 5 years ago. I already have my bank account 5 years ago. Well, I didn't just form this entity because I was being sued and I know I'm about to lose some things. So I'm now trying to move things over. Now we have a flashlight because opposing counsel is going to be looking, well, when did you form this new business? Oh, you formed it after the lawsuit? Not gonna pass the sniff test. Oh, when did you get the license? Oh, you got it after the lawsuit. Not gonna pass that sniff test. So, if you are hit with a lawsuit, or you are having to settle because you was wrong, your employee was wrong, you thought the contract read one way, the other person thought the contract read another way, someone slipped and fell and hurt themselves, things happen. Would you be okay with losing the cash from just one business? So, hey, I'm about to lose my cash flow here. I'm going to put my efforts on my other businesses or get these locations going. I got to lay low on this one to see what they talking about, but I at least have some other horses to be out here running, making some money. Or let me go ahead and form a brand new business and start something from scratch. I at least have horses to run. Over here, we don't have no horses to run because it's just one big horse. You X yourself out, it's just one big horse. Or if I'm going to lose my cash flow, well, I didn't lose the house. I didn't lose all my vehicles. I didn't lose my trademark to my business. So if I do got to start again, I'm not starting from scratch. It's easier if I get just hit with one Mike Tyson blow, I can get up. I'm going to get knocked down. I'm going to gather myself. I'm going to get up. If I get hit with 2 Mike Tyson blows, Depending on how bad you can handle risk, how much you can handle these monkeys, some of y'all not gonna be able to get back up. Some of y'all gonna just check out of life. Some of y'all gonna lose everything. A bankruptcy gonna take you out. The divorce gonna take you out. Losing your family gonna take you out. Having to start over from scratch, that's just gonna take, it's just too much. So that's why I stress, forget what the banker says, forget what the CPA says. Can you run everything in one LLC? Yes, you can. Can you get one LLC and have a whole bunch of DBAs and just run your business like that? Yes, you can. But when you do it like this, besides running everything like that, you're about to run your marriage away. You're about to run your business away. You're about to run your peace away. You're about to run your happiness away. You're about to run your anxiety up. You're about to run your depression up. That's what this represents. It's kind of like, you ever seen those, either seen some reality shows or got some crazy family members, like a little kid, maybe 16, 17, and they in love with their little boo and they want to have a baby. I just want a baby. I want a baby because I want someone who's going to love me unconditionally, and they got the cute clothes, and they're telling you all these reasons why they want to have a baby at 16, 17, right? No job, no education, no life experience, no nothing. But in their mind, a baby is a doll, and I can dress. They don't understand all what a baby represents, because they never had a baby. They don't know it's going to cry all night. They don't know it needs diapers, it needs Pampers, it needs wipes, it needs formula, it needs clothes. You got this baby bag. You got to get this car seat. Everywhere you go, you got to put the baby in the car seat and take it out. It's going to cry all night. You got to they don't know all that part. They just know I want the cute clothes and it's going to love me. Right? They are so pure in their thoughts, because they don't even have life experience, that they only see the good in having a baby. They don't know that when they have that baby, there's going to be a whole lot more that comes with that baby. When you don't have the proper business structure, when you don't run your business correctly, it's like saying, I want to have a baby at 15 with no life experience, with no job, with no nothing. When you're running your business accepting Cash App, when you're running your business, running your Zelle and your personal bank account, when you're running your business and we don't have an operating agreement, when you're running your business and we don't have, we're not filing our annual LLC report, when you're running your business and we don't check to make sure that the registered agent is a current person and a current address where all the mail for our LLC is going to go. You just got this LLC because someone told you to get the LLC, but you don't understand how to properly run it. When life happens in business, it's going to be a domino effect. That's why it's important to not just form your business, but to understand what it is that you're forming. We can have the 4 circles. We can have a parent subsidiary. You can get funky with it and have a trust, hold. But see, when the trust owns the holding company and the holding company owns the business, that's great for a certain scenario, but not if you have assets. So make sure that whatever business structure you do have, that you understand why you have it. Everyone's structure is going to be different, because how everyone's running it, how they're running it, how complicated they want to run it. Is it the same ownership? Like some people, I own all my businesses. Some, I may own some by myself. I may own some with my significant other. I may own some with my mom. Everyone's business structure is going to be different. I may only have one location and one business. I may have one business, but 5 locations. Everyone's structure is going to be, it's not a one size fits all. It's all dependent on what you're wanting to accomplish, what you have, and how simple or complicated you want things. I have men all the time, especially these men. They want this. They want the holding company. Let me get a better one. They want to do a parent company or a holding company. I want to run my 6 LLCs underneath them. Okay. Then I find out the 6 LLCs they have are inactive. Well, baby, if we can't keep our LLC active, you don't need to have a complicated corporate structure. You need to have something simple so that you can file the LLC reports. And if you miss one report, it doesn't affect all the other ones. If you miss this LLC report, it defuncts all of this. So, although this may look cute on paper, and there are benefits to having this structure if you're trying to do certain things, I always tell people, get what works for you. What can you maintain? An oil change on a Honda Accord and an oil change on a Rolls Royce are two different things. You may think you want a Rolls Royce. After you fill up the gas, after you get the oil change, after someone breaks something on it and you have to go see it's an arm and a leg. Ooh, you know what? It ain't worth the head. It ain't all that. Let me go ahead. I can go give me a little binge or something. It ain't worth all that. See, it may be too much for you to handle. No shade. Nothing's wrong if some things are too much for you to handle. My advice is keep it as simple as possible. Unless this is what you do, 9 out of 10 business owners are going to be in their business. They're running their business. They're running their payroll. They're running their employees. They're checking on their inventory. They're doing their marketing. They're, forming their part. They're running the business. They're making the money. Now, what form was filed and was the file correctly and who, y'all don't even understand all that. So I tell people, get a structure that's simple for you to understand, how you have to keep the structure, and how we need to be following the proper corporate formalities. Because if any one of these lanes breaks, now we're back to the monkeys. And you can get the monkeys trying to do the right thing. You just missed a couple of steps. Okay? So a recap. A holding company, if you're using a holding company to protect your assets, we don't do anything with the holding company, but own the asset. Okay? Can you get a trust? Yes, you can get a trust. A trust and a holding company are very similar. I don't speak on trust because I speak on things that I prefer for businesses. Okay? A trust may be great for you if you have other plans. If you put an asset in a trust, we can't move the asset. You may need to zig and zag. I may need to move my asset from the holding company. Where is she at? I may be trying to get a loan down here, right? So I may need to move 2 trucks over here because they want to use that as collateral for me to get some financing. I may need to move some things around. I may need to sell something real quick to go knock out some bills for the month. I don't know. See, in business, you're going to have to zig and zag because that's just business. So a holding company allows you as a business owner to zig and zag to move things around. A trust, we're not doing a trust. Like once that bad boy gets in there and you want to have that bulletproof protection of a trust, there's different types of trust, right? The less control you have over the trust, the more protection you have. So if you want the big bad boy, the irrevocable trust, right? That means that once that asset gets in there, it can't move and you can't control it. That may not be what you need if you are running a business and we're trying to move our assets around. You may have a family home that's been paid off and you're not worried about moving anything, and you may think that's once again, there are 1,001 scenarios. If you're interested in a trust, I always tell people, find an estate planning attorney in the state that you're in. Pay for a consultation. Let them know what kind of business you have, what kind of assets you have. If I put this in a trust, what's the best kind of business trust I need to have? And, how can I move things around? And then you decide what's best for you. Do you want to have a holding company or do you want to have a trust? They both work. What is best for you? They have Mercedes-Benz, they have BMW. They're both on the same line as far as a luxury car. Do you want which one do you like the best? Well, I like that big old screen, the Mercedes-Benz, or I like that big grill on the BMW. Which one works best for you? They're both going to work. So if we have a whole bunch of whole bunch of DBAs in the LLC, the first thing you need to start doing is saving up your money to get the LLC so you can separate all of your businesses. If not, we are exposing all of the other business assets to other business creditors. That doesn't need to happen. If you are looking to have a parent subsidiary format, have a consultation with me or find you another business attorney to see, is this going to be the structure that I need? Or maybe the bubble's just 4 different entities. Maybe I can roll with that. If you're like, I do have some assets, and a holding company will also work for you personally. So if you own your home, if you personally own some rental property, if you personally own a car, if you were to hit someone and get sued personally, you would lose your assets. The more things you acquire, the bigger a target you are. That's why the slogan is, control everything, own nothing. So if you personally own assets, you want to look into getting a holding company to put your assets in, so that you don't personally own them. You will have a lease agreement and you'll lease it from your holding company to you to be able to use, but you don't want to have a whole bunch of assets in your name. You don't want to have rental property in your name. If your tenant slips and falls and breaks their neck, they're now going to come sue you, and whatever you own, they can now get. So now they're going to go take your rental properties because they slipped and fell. Okay? So it's very important to understand what assets you have right now, what assets you plan on acquiring. Maybe you've inherited something. Maybe a grandparent or a parent has died and you have some land or some property and you want to know how to properly protect that so it can, be passed on from generation to generation. These are all the kinds of things that you need to be asking regarding your business structure, along with following the corporate formalities to keep that structure. So your operating agreement, your annual report. If you have a corporation, a C Corp, you need that to be your bylaws. And you're also going to have an annual report. And you're also going to need to have a business bank account set up without any commingling of funds. We need no personal funds going in the business bank account and no personal expenses coming out the business bank account. So we're not paying our mortgage out the company out the company account. We're not paying our personal car out the company account. Only business funds or expenses are coming out the business account. Making sure all of this is ran correctly. Okay, so please, we cannot have our holding company owning businesses and assets. That defeats the whole point of setting up the holding company. If you want an entity to own businesses, that's going to be a parent company with subsidiaries. If you want to call it a holding company, you can. Just don't put any assets in here. The assets should be in a holding company, and I would have the structure totally separate, just in case something happened. Just in case they're able to pierce one of these things that are in this conglomerate, they cannot come over here. Okay? I will save this live on my page if you just chimed in. If you need to book a business structure consultation with me, feel free. I also have a holding company masterclass that kind of goes over all of this, but make sure whatever business structure that you do choose, that it is the right structure for you, and that you also understand how to maintain the asset protection of the different LLCs. So when, not if, so when something happens, you can sleep well at night and you will keep the monkeys away. Everyone have a great night, and I will see you at the bank.